Come here. What are you people laughing about?
Listen, Joy just came and she didn't go to school, so the man was now like really excited to see her and everything.
Okay. I noticed you're all very excited and you're hopping and she was prostrating.
Yes.
You guys are clowns. Wealth 123 says we're a man. Really? I'm looking around and I can't see your father. Me, riba bae. Babeda. Only we're a man. I did look behind me. I did babe sakpamo saying cotton ni. Babeda. Your papa no dey here now. Who you can't they call we're a man? Eh? No be your papa tied to be that. Your papa now we're a man of your village. Eh? Someone says, gossip girl freeze. It a pain you. Say, as I sit down here, they gossip, my account, they rise. You, they type there, your account, they dwindle. Let me break it down to you. Let me play around with you a little bit. What I Olori Brukulo Shi. Onda. Olong official man in heels. Shema Gboruko man in heels. I want hermaphrodite. Wèrè kí ló ń wá lórí live mi ṣé live yìí dàbí live àwọn hermaphrodite ní àbí àwọn intersex torí kò fẹ́ yé mi ṣé bàbá ẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣorí burúkú ni àbí wọ́n ló fẹ́ ponú ló dìndín àwọn koala bear pro max ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ra data sórí fóònù pálásà tẹ̀ ń gbé kiri ra data sí. Wàá máa fi sòṣì ọ̀rọ̀ lórí live mi. Please, there's a lot of for us to talk to today. Tabati sọ̀rọ̀ Judy. Yesterday when I was preaching last night, the middle of the night, giving people advice that will help their families. Why women must be submissive. I had 200 people watching. Today we never start. I don't get 476. I never talk. Oh, you can't say make I dey preach give una. I go dey preach give una once or twice a week. Iyoku ma fi jẹun ni. I go dey use una chop. Oh, una no know. Tí bon. Í ma fi jẹun ni because Ọlọ́run ti yọ̀ǹda pé ní làákàyè. Lè lọ́pọlọ kì í ṣe pé. Mọ koala bí ẹ ni. Ntẹ́ fẹ́ gbọ́ náà nù á sì sọ. Ṣebí Judy àti you lẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ á sọ. Ayé yín ó sì dáa. I greet everybody. 74 people watching me on YouTube, 59 on TikTok, 545 on Facebook, and 507 on Instagram. I welcome you all. Remember, those of you watching on YouTube, are the hail special people will buy my stars. How do you buy stars? Go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. By anybody that buys 1,000 stars and above, I go begin to hail you now. Tomorrow, I dey do Daddy Freeze birthday Star Wars. Tomorrow, prepare yourself. John, go and bring your money. All of you, Esther Omorui, tomorrow is Daddy Freeze birthday Star Wars. Simply Vic. Washere. Wakpelaye. Official man in heels to bara 500 star carry Laura 1,000 kin hele. If you buy 1,000 stars, I will wear taste buds heel. I will put it on my leg and show you. Oh yeah, 1,000 carry you. Go and buy 10,000 stars. I will wear taste buds heel now. At least I go put my leg inside. Even if the shoe no take my whole leg, I go put my leg inside the heel give you now. Somebody say, guy man, Baba, are they social media today? Now I see one girl. They ask the girl, what do you do for a living? The girl say she dey show off her feet and she earns $350,000 a year. There are surgeons in America, surgeons wey go school 12 years, go learn how to cut people, repair them. They know they collect $350 a year. Nine person they show in leg, take picture of in leg. They earn $350,000 a year. Leg no follow for organ wey private or leg. Own your picture feet here. Fun with feet. Somebody say drop bank details. Esther Mori, please help me with my bank details. Tomorrow, we know they throw party, but una must celebrate me if you enjoy me. Wo, gbogbo star lera tan lola. Gbogbo money gone lera. Prepare yourself. By the way, if you're watching on TikTok, follow my top gifters. Special shout out to all my top gifters. I'm looking for 50 money guns. Let's see how this can be done. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's make this happen. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay. So while we're waiting for people to buy the stars and collect Katie, let's talk about what's in the news. By the way, I have two topics we're going to be talking about, one after the other. The first topic is Judy hailing her husband, Yul Edochie. And the second topic is Ekwere Madu still they earn 14 million naira salary while he dey prison. Hey! We go talk about that one when we finish talking about Judy. But Ọlọ́run to be a senator na work o, una no just know say una no get destiny. He tell she said make you dey prison, make you still dey collect 14 million naira monthly. Yes, mo gba salary yin monthly 14 million. Babanla sheni. Thank you, Esther Mori, for helping me write my account. For those of you asking for the account, that's the account right there. Homo. Hey, if I don't send it for this life, now small like this, now it go remain. I send it, go send it in pani. Make ma send it ni. So we will talk about that when we come back. Somebody said Judy Austin's story is not marketable now, not after the loss of Camby. It's in the news. We talk about what's in the news. As long as it gets to the news, we talk about it. You know, I've said this to celebrities. You don't want us on this platform to talk about your story, then keep it away from the news. Then they talk about me too. Then they talk about me. So as long as your story gets to the news, we will discuss it. Wọ́n lo ogun má gbọ́, má ṣe lògùn má gbọ́. Àwọn òyìnbó ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. The Europeans said má ṣe lògùn má gbọ́, meaning don't do, is the antidote for make them not hear. But as long as they do and they hear, we must talk. So there is a remedy. You don't like your matter out there, then don't do. And if you must do, don't talk. Because if you do and talk, you can't be vexed for Daddy Freeze. You'll be angry on your own. Má ṣe lògùn má gbọ́. Àwọn òyìnbó ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. So back to our matter at hand. Whether you like it or not, this particular set of people are very much in the news all the time. And this is what the story says. And I want to bring you guys, I don't want to react too much about it. I want to hear your reactions. What is your take? Because when I saw it on the blogs today, I was like, these people are never far away from the news. It says, Judy Austin says, Edochie, you are a great man, and great men face challenges. Your life is in God's hands. Trust that He will lead you always. Remain strong. I don't see anything wrong with that particular message. You see, if you study the paradox of Schrodinger's cat, for those of you who did physics, and those of you who did psychology, Schrodinger's cat paradox says the cat is alive and the cat has lost its life at the same time. Sometimes you are in a scenario where, like I've always said, I support May Edochie. But at the same time, there is a new wife and a new son. There are people also. We can't throw them away. And no matter what happened or what happens, we need to always accommodate the Nigerian factor. We need to always accommodate the Nigerian factor. We need to understand that we are polygamous by nature. In my humble opinion, Yule's fault is being in a polygamous relationship with May, who is not polygamous. But I cannot sit down here and fault polygamy, especially since my father is polygamous. My grandfather was polygamous. 90% of my Nigerian uncles are polygamous. I use that statistic clearly. Only my grandmother's last born is monogamous. All my father's other brothers, at least my grandmother's sons, okay, the firstborn was a pastor, and the lastborn, every other one of them was polygamous. So, and polygamy is something that Africans have practiced for decades. I cannot rule it out. John, my friend, is polygamous too. Oh, I know you, John. You have to be polygamous. I'm bringing you today. You have to talk on this matter. I just wanted to land. I don't have too much to say on this, but I'm going to come back and talk about Ekweremadu. Now, let me warn you guys. Please, if you're watching on TikTok, remember my top gifters. Follow my top gifters. Follow my top gifters on TikTok. If you're watching on TikTok, follow my top gifters on TikTok. Follow my top gifters on TikTok. Latifa Adeola, I'm seeing you. I'm looking for 50 money guns. Who's going to be the first person to buy my money gun? Let me hail you. I'll follow you now. Who's going to be the first person on TikTok? Remember, we're promoting each other on TikTok. Sister Ivy is number 3 when it comes to my gifters. Who's my number 1 gifter? Who is my number 1 gifter? Latifa Adeola is number 2. Who is my number 1 gifter? You guys need to follow my number 1 gifter, and I'm going to follow you back. So, back to what I was saying here. And please, on Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze. Scroll down to today's video. Click on the video, bottom left-hand corner. Go and buy my stars now. Go to Facebook and go and buy my stars. Stingy Instagram users. Okay, so let's talk about polygamy. Polygamy is an African construct. It's also a Middle Eastern construct. Polygamy in the Talmud and the Torah are quite visible. Also in the Holy Quran and the Hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hausa tradition does not forbid polygamy, neither does Fulani, neither does Yoruba, neither does Igbo tradition or Wari, Urobo, Delta tradition. I don't know about Ethic. Other blessing. What does Ethic say about polygamy? Ethic tradition. What does your personal tradition as a Nigerian, your local tradition say about polygamy? Let's discuss. Just type. What does your local tradition say about polygamy? As a Nigerian, what does your local tradition say about polygamy? I want you guys to talk. I want to encourage you to talk. If you're watching on TikTok, please just type. If you're watching, someone said Catholic Church forbids it because the Catholic Church is the Roman Catholic Church. Romans, Oyinbo people, put that intellectual, religious doctrine together. It was a doctrine that represented their ideals. Someone said in Benue it's acceptable. Ada Blessing said they are not outrightly against it. It's just religion taming it down. Now, before you write it's accepted, write your tribe, write your tradition. Constance says most Edo men are polygamous. Someone said it's legal in Efik and Ibibio. Captain 1313 says it's allowed in all southern Nigerian states and tribes. Ike 9 says no African culture forbids it. It's acceptable in those states. Miss Bella Iyoha says in Benin City it's acceptable. Let's write. Let's have a conversation. We're working on something here. Yoruba Sean Lead says me loluwawi. John says it's allowed in the African culture, period. Someone said it's allowed in Imo State. In Cameroon, it's allowed. My dad is polygamist. I like to bring you, Clara. I like to invite you to talk about this. Go live with Clara. So, Clara, I've sent you a live request. League 50 said it's acceptable almost everywhere in Nigeria. We're having an open conversation about polygamy. Someone said Kose Wombe. Clara is joining us live. Big shout out to Clara. Someone said not all African countries. Hi, Clara. I'd like to see your face, please.
I'm actually still sleeping. I'm in Arizona. It's still early in the morning.
So. On your lights. You will wake up. They'll hear live. We want to see you. Go on your light. Go on your light. Go on your light.
I can't wake up right now. It's too early.
You can't wake up, but you are typing on the phone. You are not sleeping. Don't waste your time.
I just saw your live, then I'm like, let me just.
Oh, you are just on the live for 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes. Want to see your beautiful face?
Oh my God.
Who wants to see Clara? Oh yeah. Who wants to see Clara? Oh.
Nobody wants to see my face.
If I get
everybody is against me because I'm Judy's friend, so I don't want to speak on this issue.
You are Judy's friend?
Yes, so I really don't want to talk about this. I've received a lot of insult on the internet because of this, so
okay,
I'll just stay quiet.
You're not going to talk about it. You're not going to talk about it. We're just talking about polygamy in general. I'm not asking you personal questions. That's why you don't want to show your face, Abi. Go. It's 8:30 in the morning. Go on your life.
I don't want Nigerians to come for me. I'm not a Nigerian.
No Nigerian will come for you. They're not born anybody, Papa, for my life. They no say I go shake way for them. You know what me shake way? I go curse their papa, mama. All children when they never born, they born them with curse. Please come to my live, Joe. Go on your light. I want to see your face.
Okay, can I just get out of the bed, clean my face, then maybe call request for the live game?
No, want to see your face as it is like that.
My husband is on the bed with me. Oh, that please.
You will come to decide that your husband is not. And if your husband too joins, it's not bad. We are not against husbands joining. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. But if it's big or no, let me call you back.
Oh yeah, okay. Call me back. Let them not say that the freeze is
Thank you.
I give you 5 minutes, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, quickly. So, someone said my dad wanted to practice but was not allowed by his family. Okay, where's John? John, no consent request. Today we are going to find John. Ebiere, where are you? If you're watching on TikTok, I'm looking for 50 money guns. Make that happen. Big shout out to all my gifters. Follow my top gifters. If you're watching on TikTok, follow my top gifters. John, Baba, let's talk about this polygamy. How you did?
I do.
Oh yeah, I won't hear
Sorry,
your. I
sorry,
won't hear your matter.
I'm outside. I'm outside.
You
I
have
just
to
fix my
remove
car.
this thing where they your ear. You know they ever make your voice clear.
Ah, okay. You know.
Better.
Okay.
100% better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody who is talking about polygamy knows that it's just the church that is the church and the law that tries to force polygamy on. So
Hi, Daddy, please.
that tries to tell the world that polygamy is not right. That fish can.
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Network, John, your network is breaking though.
So mostly Middle Eastern culture. So anybody that is coming to tell you that polygamy is wrong is just trying to promote whatever he or she wants. And let's get it right. We had culture before the missionaries came with Christianity. So I don't think it should take away our values and our culture. From where I'm from, every man has rights to marry as many wives as he can take care of. That is what my people culture and tradition tells me. I don't know why people are someone. It's not from me. What's this man? Madam, I think your background is noisy. Can you mute a little?
Yeah, madam. I think there's a noisy background here.
Oh, okay. Let me go inside.
No, I think it's John's own.
No, it's on me.
Okay, John's own is fine. My darling sister, please go inside. And you look so fresh outside. But I think inside will give you. Just go near a window where we would if you see you clear like this. So I can hear you.
Okay.
Coco T on TikTok says, is the person driving through a tunnel or is he riding Okada? Baba myself, I can't fear. Hey, my very first money gun on TikTok. This is a very special moment. Guys, make some noise for Ivy Baby 32. Ivy Baby 32 has gotten me my very first money gun on TikTok today. Top gifter, guys. Follow Ivy Baby 32. If you're watching on TikTok, follow Ivy Baby 32. Follow my top gifters, guys. Follow my top gifters. Ivy Baby. Number one. All right, so here's my take. Let me hear the lady first. What's your take on polygamy?
It's just like as John said, we have a tradition before Christianity came. And about polygamy, what I will say is that it's not about polygamy. At least when you are getting involved, the both partner, let the person know that, later, I will still get married to another person. The issue about all this thing is because now for social media, the woman take no say they pay bride price, which is not supposed to be so. You understand? That's the communication. Carry your spouse along. Let them know say, you go still get married though. Let them know say things go still happen though. Let them know say, as you say you polygam, as I did so I go still marry you. As in, make it be say like the first conversation we on the make. Make it be say like wetin una dey talk. You understand? But not because normally supposed to tell each other the truth. No need of life, no need of doing anything. Some people decide not to be polygamous. It's their own choice. You understand? Choice. If you decide say, as I did so I don't want to marry another woman. As I did so I don't want to marry another man. Now one man I want to marry. Fine and good, it's your choice. But even when you have that thing in your mind, say, I want to marry two wives. Discuss them with your wife. You understand? Discuss them with your wife. Let your wife know. Say yes. make you not take am unaware or something, become something. It's just like what I said. If you become something, later you marry. If you don't want stay, woman leave for your peace of mind.
But can I ask you, madam?
Okay.
If I'm marrying a traditional, someone whom you know is a traditional Igbo man, you should
Big
be aware
shout out
that
to
you
big
will
shout
at
out
some
to
point want to have multiple wives.
Expovit1
Make am say a married king.
No, I don't.
EKEOVIT1.
I don't
She
need to
just
tell
got
you.
me 2 money gone.
don't-
Big
You know,
shout out
yes,
to
that
you,
one you don't need
sister.
to tell me. Yes, it's
Big
true.
shout
I'm
out
not
to you,
going
my
to tell
top
you. It's just
gifter
like
guys.
it's just
Follow
like if
Expovit1.
you're marrying an Alhaji in the north,
Expovit1.
you know that
Follow
he
her
has
right
come.
now, guys.
2
Big
years
shout out
later,
to her.
Amaria will come.
Ekpolo
Yes.
Victory.
Unless
Ekpolo
the person
Victory.
decide.
Follow her now
You know
on
what?
TikTok.
Except
Follow
that you-
her.
So what you're saying now, that is because of the culture. Saying you're marrying a lady from the north. So because you know the northerners practice polygamy.
Yes.
So that's why you're saying that. But if I was married to a man and he takes me to court and we do a court wedding as well as the, and you cannot tell me you're going to bring another woman. But
Madam,
if there is no court,
Madam, why would I take you to court to go and marry you? It's court wedding. Court wedding is not wedding now.
no, now I'm making a scenario.
Court wedding is not wedding. Anybody that marries in court signed a contract. That's not wedding. Marriage is traditional marriage. Simple.
Yes, I agree, and I agree with what my sister said that because she had to find out on social media, that's why she was angry, right? Yes, I suppose if he had gone to her and said, "Look, oh, I won't just play outside," and then I ended up getting this lady pregnant, so I want to do the honorable thing, which I don't know if it's honorable to say. I want to do the honorable thing, and then pay a bride price as my first wife. Please agree to this thing and all that. Maybe that would have also softened the whole thing. Do you not think so? But when you said that if I'm in a normal relationship and I end up marrying this man and we didn't talk about polygamy, about you adding another wife to me, and then you bring another wife, it's a very big shock at first. Yeah, but I do also agree with.
For me, bring another wife, even though say later I won't bring it, it's supposed to discuss am with you, your wife.
It's not something else. Unless
No,
you are.
it's supposed to let you know. It's supposed to let you know.
It's not something. No, I don't think most. As my brother said, if you're married from the north, we know that is the culture. If you're a king, we know that is the culture. Do you understand that? Okay, yes. But say normal person like Yoruba, me, I'm from Edo. I'm from a polygamous home. Do you understand? And to be honestly, I don't want my husband to be a polygamist, and I don't want to be in that. That is where I came out from. But I don't wish it on anyone. Do you understand? Yes. So that is me saying that. Also, the fact that, again, so as I'm here now, if one Alhaji say wants to marry me, I will say no, God, no verse. I don't want to. Do you understand? If any chief, I'll say no, sorry, because I don't want to practice that. I don't want to see myself in that. And I really hope so.
Madam, let me ask you.
Yes.
If the Oni of Ife writes you now and say he wants to marry you, will you marry him?
No.
Well,
I just explained. I don't want to be polygamy. You know how many wives did that palace? Me that is small. Have you seen me? I'm only 5'5". Oh. I know I can speak. I can talk. Does not mean that I have the strength to be.
The truth that most African couples. So if
yes,
you are,
yes, absolutely.
If you're going to marry with an African man, have that at the back of your mind that someday it will happen. Especially if someone who's deep rooted in his culture.
Dangote no get wife. Yes, I go.
Like
please,
me,
if you have it.
like me now. If I'm going to start marrying again, I will marry like two in 1 year and two the next.
Yeah, but you also know polygamy. Well, okay, why do you want to marry more than one wife? Let me even ask you that.
Let me tell you the good thing about marrying more than one wife. The time they will used to be giving you problem, they used to be fighting themselves.
Hey! Johnny be good. Almost see where they calculate the quadratic equation go. Say where they calculate equation go.
This time person no be marry second wife.
Hey!
Your God is choking me. I want to drink water.
Hey, Johnny be good.
Then you see that time when they go use the check, go through your phone. Where were you? No.
So you don't be married second wife. For me, my case is that polygamy. I don't wish for anybody.
Exactly. No.
No marry my grandfather. No marry two wives. You understand? Me, if I won't marry you, I go tell you, guy. I dey talk am.
He choke me. I have to go drink water.
I go ask you, you won't marry later? Because me, I don't get as my sister talk. But now our tradition says some people who won't marry you, you don't need to ask. As John said, you already know that another one is coming after you. You accept them. As you accept the marriage, they accept everything with the inside.
I want to touch something on this same polygamy. Again, just like Ogajo wants to practice it. Same as other people on this life that wants to practice polygamy, right? I'm not going to tell you it's wrong or it's bad. My own personal preference is that I don't want to enter polygamy, you understand? So, but another thing is, if you end up doing it, right, make sure you have a law. You are very firm with these women in your house, and make sure you bring unity. Do whatever it is to bring unity to this house, because polygamy will destroy you and your step ones. You won't be speaking this and that, but the only person that can bring everything, unite everything, is the man. Hence you decide to go on this journey to also have that. Yes.
Madam, you know the man called my Derive.
No.
He's one of the best men from the northeast. Huh?
Okay.
I was in secondary school with his kids. Now 2 coastal buses they bring their girls school. 2 coastal buses that they bring. That family is the most united family I've seen in this world.
It might be from the man.
The man had 8 wives. If you go in house, if you want to see, Bana, that's the son of the first wife, and you want to see, and you're with Shetima. Shetima will have to use intercom and call back in the same house. You have to use intercom and call back to come. So, but they are united.
But again, that is 1%. Even less than 1%.
John, that's
even less than 7%.
It's not like 1%. If you want to unite yourself, even as friends, you can unite yourselves as friends. Not to talk of having the same father. Now the way the papa take, now the hand way the papa give, now they go use book. For me,
it's not even the father, but the women.
If the women want to fight themselves now, you can stand me.
But the woman will tell this one, say, no chop that one food, oh. The other woman, the second wife, will say, no chop senior wife food, oh. I'm telling you, I'm from Edo State, I'm from Benin. I grew up in Benin City. I have seen things. I'm telling you, most of all my friends, they all were up from polygamous home. So we know, we'll go to this one's house. First wife will be shouting.
There's nothing wrong with polygamy. The most industrious part of the world is the Middle East, right now as I speak to you.
I'm going to tell you one story. Let me give you one story. This is so when I was growing up, so there was a house opposite our house, right, in Benin. And there's a chief there. So basically, if you buy a land, it's the person you go settle. So the chief now, because I was this tiny little girl, chief was not liking me. Say, I didn't like me. Every time chief would see my younger sister, I said, where your sister? They say, my sister has gone to school or gone to work. One day, my mom, so me now, chief will call me. I won't go from outside. There's no phone there because it's opposite our house. He will call. Then one day I went. Chief was outside with his 2 wives. He has 2 wives. One is tiny like me. The other one is plumpy, and that one will do that 3 in one style. Will be big like this. So when chief is with him and his wife, that's when I go visit. I go and see them, be listening, looking at them, so that because I don't want him to start thinking of taking advantage. So that's when I go. So one day, my mother will be telling me, this man said, Mama, don't worry, he's across now. So he's there. All of us are sitting outside, we're seeing him. So one particular day I sat down with the 2 wives. Do you know these 2 women were fighting? So chief he was there saying it to them. I like this guy, I want to marry this girl. He will use Bini, ask me, will you marry me? I say, no, chief, now. I still they go school, I want to go to university, all those things. So I now asked I now realized that the senior one, the junior one, which was slim, said no, does not want. No, chief, you no go marry, join this one. He was saying in Benin. Then the big one, the senior one, was saying no, he should marry and join. He should marry and join. Even though it's not this fine girl, you should marry more. And I say, he not say because she not said this in that. Look at you, that's the second wife. That see how tiny and slim you are. Can you not see how this girl is slim too, but she's fresh and all that? Me, I just started there. When I now finish, they're fighting. No, chief is there. After I finish, I said, chief, I'm going. Dash me money. I cross over. I go house. I now call my mother. Now say, see, polygamy people. See, they are fighting now. So you know why I said chief should marry me? Do you know why I said chief should not marry me? I know they even marry. Said my mother laugh. I said yes. I said this is what I'm saying. You know, I'm sorry that you were in this too, but me, no. So that is the thing. You're saying. So are they not fighting each other now?
I want to say something, John, hold on. I want to say something. I want to make a claim right now. I don't know if you agree with me, but I want to make a claim. First of all, big shout out to my top money gun buyer, Ekpovolo Victory. Guys, follow her on TikTok. She bought me 3 money guns. Big shout out to her. If you're watching on TikTok, help me reach my target. Buy my money guns. If you're watching on Facebook and you Instagram people who are enjoying the gist, go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Click on my account, scroll down to today's video. On the video, go down to the bottom left-hand corner, you will see how to buy stars. Now, here's what I want to say. John and the 2 ladies, Queen Dallin and Bella, I want to make this statement. I think polygamy among Muslim households is far superior to polygamy among Christian households. Unless the Muslim households and traditional households have more unity in polygamy than Christian households. And this comes, in my humble understanding, from the misinterpretation or the interpretation of Scripture. Because they make it look like a sin, so those who are practicing it are considered sinful. That gives the wives edge. That gives the first wife the edge. I'm his true wife, any other wife is false. However, in Islam, there is the position of the man, there's the position of the first wife, there's the position of the second wife. If I were a woman, would I engage in polygamy? No. If I were a man, would I want to have 2 wives? No. But those are my personal choices. Why? Because I'm a romantic guy. I want to go out with my wife. I want us, first of all, my convertible is 2-seater. There is no space for a third party. I love spending time with my wife, one-on-one. Yes, I will not lie. Which man would not like the variety of female genitals that are going to be available? You know, you are going to have different types. If you have 4 wives and you are lucky, because there was one time in my life I had 4 girlfriends. They all had the same type of what is it called? Or they're small, tiny like this. But sometimes you might be lucky. You have 4 wives, you get a variety, big one, small one, you know. So I cannot say that that's not something every man would want. But you see, the price is too expensive, and it has nothing to do with money. But the price of that is too expensive. You will pay with your health, with your emotions, with your life. And when you are in a polygamous relationship and one of your wives cheats, what are you going to do?
I'll chase and bring another one now.
Is it that easy?
What's difficult about
is it that easy?
I grew up in the north. I grew up in the north, where all a man needs to divorce his wife is to pronounce Nasakiki so uku 3 times. That's I divorce you 3 times. And that's all. That's all. And that's the mentality I have.
But my problem is, you are not living in the north.
You're not living in the north.
Neither are you a practicing Muslim. So I understand what you're saying. In that community, it holds water. In that community, it will work. But you cannot, this, you are an Anambra man. This thing where you talk of Anambra woman, Anambra man say, ta!
You will go. You will go. In my culture, if I say you should go, you will go.
How are you going to?
John, John, it seems like you have this fantasy in your head, which
It's
is
not
okay to fantasize.
Listen,
Are you
madam,
really sure you want to bring this fantasy to reality? Because
madam,
there's a thin line there.
Madam, it's not a fantasy. I am telling you categorically that as an Igbo man,
Babes,
if I say this woman should leave my house now, she dare not sleep in that house. It's Igbo culture and tradition.
For me,
now let's talk. Let me tackle you with Igbo culture. To marry Hausa women is not as expensive as to marry Igbo women.
Yes.
Unless you want to marry women that have been married before. You want to marry young Igbo women, you go pay. Oh.
To marry Hausa women is more expensive than marry Igbo women. You don't marry Shua girl before. You bring 27 gold coin. 27 gold coin. No be joke.
If you want to do it like that, most of them know they bring that thing, John. My friend, where we go, I school in North now. I school from.
Madam, do you also speak Hausa?
Madam, I did not school in North. Madam,
because I don't think they go marry.
Madam, wait. Before you start arguing, I did not just school in the North. I was born, bred, and buttered in the North. I have seen a lot of my female friends get married. And I'm telling you the culture of the Shuarabs and the Kanuris. Make her bust your head. Part of their culture, I say, before you go marry, they go put white clothes for bed. Your husband will knock you, blood no come out. That marriage don't cancel. Go and ask.
Not all of them.
But blood no they come out again like that. That thing is.
You don't marry virgin. Now those days.
Even though it's a virgin, the blood no they come out again.
Blood must come out.
There's excessive blood, the way you say
it. That's the culture of the Shuarabs. Go and ask.
Please. What are you doing?
Yeah, but that would be then. I don't think they still practice that in this century. I don't think so.
Why would you?
In this day and age, 2023, this millennium,
culture.
Okay.
In this millennium, they still practice that. But you do know that we are evolving. Culture is going to be one of the things in the past, in the very few years to come. The children we are having now, who even knows if they will take any culture that we've known?
There's nothing like culture being a thing of the past. There's nothing like culture being. Culture is the way of life of a people.
Oh, yes, I do agree. Yeah.
If you want to throw away your culture, I will not throw away mine. And I'll pass my culture from generations to generations. You get?
Yeah, but then you always
now let's talk.
You are open. You will pass it from generation to generation. You are open. How are you even sure your child will even pass it to the next generation? You're open. You can only do the best you can do to teach your children the culture. It doesn't guarantee it to pass on.
Madam, that's why you should marry. That's why I should marry so many wives, so that I'll have like 20 children. So that if this one no good take the culture, the ones who could take the culture, good day. Don't worry yourself.
Now, I want to bring Lady Nantoma. I can see Lady Nantoma tackling John in the comment section. So who wants to leave?
Make I leave.
Okay, thank you, my sister. We have to have John because now John, you are queen,
yes,
Abby.
So.
Queen, is that
John,
you?
all the women are coming to tackle you. This is your polygamy.
So I want to bring Lady Nantoma. I want to bring Lady Nantoma to let's hear her own side of this, the polygamy discussion. Let's hear Lady Nantoma. Lady Nantoma, what is your take on this particular topic? If you're watching on TikTok, remember to buy my stars. Follow my top gifters. Big shout out to all my top gifters. Dr. Onyeka, that's Lady Nantoma. I'm sending you a request. What is your honest take on polygamy? Dr. Nantoma is joining us now. Dr. Onyeka Nantoma, I just sent you a request. I want to hear what you have
Daddy
to say.
Free.
Yes?
Okay. I wanted to say something quickly.
Go
If
ahead.
not that we do not like, because of the experiences a lot of polygamy homes have brought, we don't like it. Honestly, I think it should, in a way, be practiced. Because if you look at the ratio to men and women, it's too much. There are lots of single women out there. Do you understand? So then being in you allowing your husband to marry more than one wife would have been ideal, good. But again, if we look at the disadvantage, because we're looking at the advantage and the pros and cons of it. So the cons of it is that women start fighting and lots of things start happening around the house. Fingers, accusations start pointing. But if you look at it in another way, it's still, it would have been, if not that the religion has come into this whole thing, telling us not to do it. Assuming there was no religion, the white people didn't come to Nigeria, to Africa years ago. We're still practicing the culture of our ancestors. Perhaps by now, people would, have succumbed into or be relaxed about the whole polygamy thing. So it wouldn't have been a big deal. But I'm not saying people should, but because me, I don't like it. But I'm just saying that some people can argue with you that's why there are lots of single women out there. There are lots of single men out there because single women, because they don't, all the men are taking. So the ratio of men and women is not the same. It's not equal.
All right. I just sent Lady Nantoma a request, and I also accepted her request. Hope that works. Sometimes when I bring a lot of people, some people are stuck on the live, they can't leave. So it can actually be a bit of a problem. But let me see how this goes. She sent a request. She's unable to join. That means somebody is stuck. Let me remove you, my darling sister. Let me try again. Just hold on. I'm going to send again. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to remove you so that we can bring Lady Nantoma in and hear her perspective. For Light Talk Coca, after Lady Nantoma, I'm keeping you on the queue. I'm going to bring you up to For Light Talk Coca. So please stay in the house. I'm going to try and see if it is possible because I sent another request. If that doesn't work, then I'll have to remove one more person. There are some people who, once they join your live, people like that, my brother, what's his name? That my guy in Benin, and Femi Aderogba. Once Femi joins your live like this, you cannot add another person. You would not lock that place, even if he goes. So sometimes when you guys send requests and I don't bring you in, it is because of that particular issue. Okay, so my darling sister, please remove yourself because somebody is on the screen.
Okay.
Please don't be angry. Just
go to the
remove
X
yourself.
on the top right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Femi Aderogba, I love bringing you to my live. You are particularly intelligent, but you and Peter Ebojele, once you come to my live, I can't remove you and nobody else can join again. So I can only bring you to my live if I want to bring only you, or if I want to do a monologue. Then I know that I bring you and I take you out. Then I continue with the But this is not me talking. This is me inviting different people to share their perspectives. And after this, I'm still going to talk about Ekweremadu earning a salary while in prison. Not just a salary, a 14-point-something million naira salary. We're going to be talking about that.
Sentence, right?
Lady Nantoma, I've sent you another request. Now check, I've removed everyone. Yes, turn your Instagram on and off. Guys, are people still hanging out? Someone said, what's your scriptural view on this topic?
Yeah, but please, let's be honest. The Bible does not discourage.
The Bible does not encourage, the New Testament does not encourage it either.
When people talk about the New Testament and forget about the Old Testament, I ask them, if we are going to stick to only the New Testament, let's stick to only the New Testament. If we are
Now,
going to stick
now,
only
now, now,
to
let me explain that to
the
you.
Bible,
You see, the New Testament is very clear because we are Gentiles, we're not Jews. And the New Testament teaches us what part of the Old Testament is ours. For instance, we're not under the law of Moses. And as Gentiles, we're not subject to it. The New Testament explains that Acts chapter 15 and Acts chapter 21, what we are supposed to do is stay away from eating animals that are sacrificed to idols. We should not eat blood and we should not eat strangled animals, as well as we should stay away from immorality. Now, there is no place in Scripture where polygamy was considered immorality. It doesn't exist. So, being polygamous is not going against the teachings of Christianity. But because the New Testament doesn't outrightly encourage it.
but if it does not encourage it and does not discourage it, that means it remains neutral.
That means it's up to you.
So then why are people complaining?
It's up to you. No. People complaining don't have an understanding of the topic. People complaining don't have an understanding. It is not illegal. It is not adultery. Adultery, according to Scripture, is when a man sleeps with a married or engaged woman. If a man sleeps with a virgin, it is not adultery. Scripturally carries the penalty. If you are caught in adultery, they're supposed to buy you. Lady Nantoma, update your Instagram. You can't seem to join for one reason or the other. Check if you have the latest Instagram. So adultery, according to the Talmud, the Torah, the Mishnah, and the Midrash, which are the Jewish texts, adultery is when a man takes his neighbor's wife. It's in the 10 Commandments.
In the 10 Commandments, yeah.
Thou shalt not covet your neighbor's wife. Taking a woman, if I'm married according to Scripture, and I take a virgin, yes, it's a misdemeanor. And the penalty of the misdemeanor means I must marry her.
Yes.
And if her father refuses me marrying her, I must still pay her bride price. That is what the Old Testament teaches. So, if a man it becomes a problem when I marry somebody who is engaged or married. And the Bible is clear, once a woman leaves a marriage, you can see this in Deuteronomy 24, verse 1 to 3. Once she is divorced, she is free to marry another man, according to Christianity. Christ himself says, unless there's been immorality, if the woman committed immorality, the man can divorce her. So, taking the Bible or the Jewish culture and superimposing it directly on African culture, you have problems. The Bible was not written for Africans. It was written for Jews. The New Testament is what brought Africans and Europeans into the narrative. So you cannot superimpose. You have to understand that the British and the Italians and the Romans were monogamous. Africans were polygamous. So us just taking the Bible randomly and superimposing it will give you the foolishness that we have today in Nigeria, where you see Christians that don't know what Christianity is.
That refers, we all know and we understand that the Bible is a book compiled by an emperor who wanted to use it to clean mankind. He will definitely make sure that he puts clauses that will give him that edge over humanity in the Bible. For instance, this is my personal belief. I don't know. I could but it's my personal. This is what I believe. I believe that that book itself was meant to govern humanity, and that is why wherever they go to govern, the first thing they bring is that book, so that you will be under their law.
Now, the Bible is a summary. Now, if you buy any book and you go to read the back, the summary tells you what's the essence of the book. But it does not capture the entire book. The Bible summarizes the Talmud, the little bits and pieces of. There's so many books missing. The Bible was edited. You see, a lot of people make a mistake and think Emperor Constantine canonized the Bible or edited the Bible. No, the Bible was edited over centuries. People added and removed, down to Luther. Luther wanted to remove the book of James and he wanted to remove Revelation.
Yeah, but
so it just shows that the books were summarized. Okay, this is all you need inside the book. That is political. If somebody tells you that inside all these many books, this is what you need, that's where the armed robbery comes in. Christ never saw a Bible in his entire life. He never read, neither did Paul, Peter, none of them ever saw a Bible. What they read were the scriptures.
Yes. The difference, the scriptures that you said were edited over time were the Torahs. But Constantine and the Council of the Nicaea sat down and agreed on what they should put in the Christian Bible.
No. What Constantine sat down and argued was there's a word for it. Making Christ a God. The Trinity. They wanted to make Christ, they didn't want him to be a mortal man.
I'll send you a book to read. Huh?
I know, you see, the problem is I like where you're coming from, but there's so many arguments. Some will put it on Constantine that it was Constantine. Others will say no, there was a lot of work that was done before Constantine and even after Constantine. Even King James had his inputs.
Yes. King James had his inputs in the Bible. But the people that agreed on the books, the scriptural books that would be the Bible, is Constantine and the Council of the Nicaea. And what they did was they removed the books that had a lot to say about Christ's formative years on earth. That is why from the age of 7, I guess, to the age of 30, the baptism by John the Baptist is missing. Who else would have written an account of Christ at those
ages? I can't put that on the Council of Nicaea. Because if you study the work of the Council of Nicaea, I actually spent like 6 months studying the work of the Council of Nicaea. Now, the problem is this is a very deep topic because nobody has all the answers. Some scholars will tell you it was the Council of Nicaea that edited the Bible. Some scholars will go against it, and there's proof on both sides. Now, if you remember, Saint Jerome, was tasked with creating the Latin Bible. Jerome was in his 20s, about 28, thereabout, and he was one of the most brilliant scholars. So they needed a Latin Bible, which we know today as the Biblia Sacra Vulgata, or the Latin Vulgate. Now, Jerome used scriptures called the Septuagint. The Septuagint, or the Greek LXX. He also used Vestus Latina, which are Latin scriptures from the time of Christ and beyond. He also used the Greek New Testament. He compared and contrasted these books to translate the Latin Vulgate. The Latin Vulgate the job was given to him around 382 and finished around 405 AD. Now that Vulgate was the Bible the world used for 1,600 years until the King James Bible was translated in 1611, and that now became the authorized English translation. Don't forget, before King James came, we had the Bishop's Bible, we had the Geneva Bible, we had William Tyndale's Bible, we had the John Wycliffe Bible. These were all illegal translations, and if you were caught with them, you would literally be fined. That's how serious they took it. So between 1611 and about 482 AD, there was the canonization of Scripture, which was started by Constantine. I agree that by commissioning Jerome to do this Latin Bible, that was the Bible for 1,600 years, Jerome had a huge input, and Constantine and the Roman Empire in general had a huge input and influence on what became Scripture. So you are right in that regard. But over the years, it was still further trimmed until it got to King James.
Daddy Chris, I agree it was further trimmed, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I agree it was further trimmed. But what I'm trying to tell you that the main ingredient of the Bible was taken out by Constantine and the Council of the Nicaea.
I agree that they did a lot of work. I agree, and they did a lot of damage.
If you look at it critically, yeah, the custodians of the Scripture were the Knights, the Knight Templars, the Knights of the Church of Jerusalem, and the Knights of the Church of Solomon. They were the custodian of the main Scriptures. And after Constantine the Great, Constantine and the Council of Nicaea did that magic they did on the Bible. Those knights were still in custody of those original Scripture. And when they were banned by Christianity, they went rogue. Some of them went rogue and became what they are today. The truth is that the Bible was edited, or would I say, was Constantine the Great and the Council of Nicaea just sat down and decided on the books they want to use to tame mankind, because the Bible is way more than what you guys are saying. Because there's no way you will tell me that Moses wrote 7 books and you decided to take 5. What happened to the other 2? Were they not written by the same Moses? They're written by the same Moses, but because those other 2 had things that could. Man is a god. We are gods.
Yes.
There are books that will bring you up to speed to your spirituality. Those books were the books that did not want mankind to have access to. Because if you have access to such books, they can't govern you.
Oh. Give me a second, Daddy Freeze. Let me run. I'm dressing up.
What did you want to do?
I'm dressing up. Let me just put on something on. And come on.
Oh, you did not know you were dressing up somebody's wife. Oh, hey, let them not refund your bride price. I cannot shout. Oh. Hey, you have joined them, Remy and Ada and all those girls. We know they wear cloth for my life. Hey, God, oh, Father, forgive me. Oh. I cannot even afford to enter trouble. Oh. They will say, what was I thinking?
Oh, are you thinking, right? I just put on something.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, we're here waiting for you. It took us so long to get you to join us. All right, while we're waiting for Lady Nantoma, let's make some noise from the people following on TikTok. I'm blessed to have you guys. Thank you so much for all the gifts you've been sending me, all the money guns. Sister Ivy just sent me a private DM. You are my number one gifter. I will read your DM. I only read DMs of number one gifters. So I will read your DM, Sister Ivy. Not a problem. I will check that out. If you're watching on TikTok, remember to share the video and of course join in and let's make some noise. So over to you, Lady Nantoma. The conversation is about politics. Sorry, it is about polygamy. So what is your take? John and I have also been having a very lovely conversation with regards to the editing of Scripture, but we're going to leave that and go back to the rudiments of this particular discussion, which started with Judy.
My camera for a second.
Okay, go ahead. with Judy and Yul Edochie. The conversation is about polygamy. What is your take?
I have a lot of take on this. My mom came from a polygamous home, so my grandparents, my grandfather was a polygamist. So, you know, when people are talking about polygamy, like the way John is talking, you know, it's easier to say it when you're on the outside, but not until you get into it. That's when you will know that you have made a great mistake. I would say that because I remember, you know, my grandparents in the past, like what John was saying, in the past, it is okay or it's normal. Like when somebody gets married, the first wife definitely knows that the husband is going to get a second wife. And I believe it is discussed. I don't know about that. But the process of bringing in the second wife there is a process. Oh, somebody's calling me. Yeah, and the first wife is always aware of it. They always carry her along. You know, she's always part of the preparations. I remember my grandmom then, my mom would tell us of how they brought in the second wife and the role my grandmom played. But even though she was aware of it, and then she helped make the preparations, they still had issues. Because you see, the second wives are always the ones causing problems. Apart from my grandparents, every polygamist that I know of, the problem always comes from the second wife. And the reason why they do that, nobody knows till today. I don't know. Maybe some people know. Maybe they know. So the end of the day, the man suffers. So John is saying he's going to marry two wives in one day or in 1 year. My brother, like that lady said, let this just be a fantasy to you. Don't get into it, because you're saying the time they will be using to check your phone, they will be fighting themselves. That is discord. And if you don't do what you can or try everything you can possible to bring unity in that home, then that home is doomed and the man is going to suffer. Talking about you and the wife's own, everybody's aware of the story. The lady wasn't aware of the man bringing in a second wife. And even the man didn't plan it, because she was a side chick who automatically became a second wife. So for me, that is double mistake. You made a mistake. You were dating somebody and then the person got pregnant. If you ask me if that person was my brother, I would say sit your wife down and let your wife know about what you did. I believe that woman would support the man and help him bringing up the kid. You get it? But you now taking it a step further and now bringing in a second wife, knowing fully well that you are not a traditional man. Fine, polygamy is accepted in Nigeria, but it has to do with those who are practicing traditions and all that.
Who told you
but if you're
not
a Christian, yes, in my place where I come from, there are families.
Who told you Edochie is not a traditional man?
I've never seen Yul in a shrine. I've always seen him in a church.
It is a chief.
You are right.
Madam, do you know what it means to be a red cap chief?
Of course I know. I know.
It is called a traditional ritual.
Okay. All right. So I'm not aware that he's a chief, but why didn't he tell the wife? Because now you're talking about, you can't just bring a woman. Let me tell you, you know why polygamy now is really causing problem? Because you, the man, you're not practicing it properly. There are ways, there's a process that you have to go through for you to bring in a second wife. One of the processes, your wife has to be aware and she needs to give you her consent.
No.
I don't know about your place. That is how, John, listen, that is how it is done. Unless if you're a Muslim, then you know it's compulsory.
Madam, excuse. I've had this conversation with someone, and we called two. You know what Igbo people call Ono? You know what Igbo people call Ono?
My mom is Ono. My mom came from Ono. So
a woman cannot be an Ono in Igbo land.
That's what we greet. Yes, my mom, they are Ono. That's what I greet my mom till she died.
Okay,
So
but
her father, that's where
and Onowu is a traditional prime minister.
Yes.
So after the Igwe, it is the Onowu. We call
They are kingmakers. The Onowu are the kingmakers.
And this was the exact statement, that you intimating your first wife is just FYI for her notice only. You don't need her consent. For her notice only, you do not need her consent. This is the cultures and the traditions of the Igbos.
So are you saying it's you? Are you saying you is an Onowu? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm telling you that an Onowu is a traditional prime minister. So he's a custodian of the customs and traditions of the Igbo people. And they have they clarified on that life. That's why I gave you an example of my grandfather. My grandfather was an Onowu. They are kingmakers. So you understand? But before he got the second wife, I'm telling you the process of the past. The wife has to be aware. And she aware, yes, not consent. Aware and consent are two different things.
No, but these days you need consent because tradition things are changing. The way you got married before, it's not the same way people are getting married now. Remember,
you don't need consent. All you need is notification.
Okay, fine. Let me go by what you're saying. You don't need consent. But did he tell the wife? Did he tell the wife? And let me tell you, let's forget about, marrying second wife and all that. That the priest has explained it in the Bible that it is not a sin. That's different from what we were taught, growing up. They make it look like it's a sin if you get married. And now we're not aware. We don't have the knowledge that it is not a sin. But when you're saying these things, because if you look at you and the wife, I don't follow him, but at times in the past, his posts will pop up and I just go through his posts and he's always talking about how his wife had struggled with him. Because when people are doing this thing, you should think about ladies who are out there that are not married. They will be scared of getting a man who is not well-to-do and then giving the man their all and trying to make things come together for them. Rather, they will just say, okay, let me sit down and let this man go make the money and I'll just go in. Because that's one thing that the wife is also being pained about. Because she got into this home when there was nothing. And then she helped this man build from scratch. And at the end of the day, the reward she's getting now, it's a second wife. If I'm a single girl and this thing is happening, I wouldn't want to get married to somebody who is ugly. We'll just all sit down and wait the second wife. Let the first wives go and struggle. Then we will come in and eat. That's what we call obiageli in my place where I come from. Right? But that's so when you keep doing it like this, you're not putting a picture out there that is not befitting the society. Taking a second wife, there is a process. You have to do it in a way that the first wife everybody has to be happy. And then you need to try and create peace. I think the lady on the live, she spoke about it. You need to try and create peace for your own good as a man. Let me tell you about my grandfather, because all these things these men are doing, they are doing it now because they are young, they have the energy, they have the money. There is a time that will come that you will need a woman or somebody. Your kids might not be there, because just imagine if all the kids are fighting and all that. They'll grow up and then they will just go. But who is going to be by you when you are old? My grandfather had to suffer it when he was old. I grew up in a place called Saple where polygamy is a thing of the day. I see how the men suffer when they become old. So when you start doing this thing right now, use home, there is no peace. I don't know if he's okay with that. But it will come to a time where your money cannot even help you. Because we've seen, let me finish, John, let me finish. It comes to a time, you might say, okay, I want to get a house help. Haven't you seen people that house help are dealing with? It has to take somebody who really cares and loves you to really take care of you when you are old.
Madam, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
In the West, when I say the West, I mean in the United States, Canada, and the UK.
Yeah,
they have the law against polygamy. They are they are monogamous in nature, right?
Yes, monogamous in nature, yeah.
Do you realize that the rate of divorce in those countries is higher? I can tell you statistically that out of every 10 marriages, 7 end up in a divorce. So
it's happening like that. It's happening like that right now in Nigeria. Because
Madam,
why? The women.
Madam, I've not finished.
Go ahead.
Those that are marrying one wife are still not happy. So let us try let's go back to the ways of our ancestors, because I think they were happier.
No.
No.
That is what you think. Listen, John, let me tell you. Every marriage. Listen, let me tell you, John. Wait, let me correct you on that. Every marriage looks good on the surface. Every marriage, even my grandparents, that my grandmother had to support my grandfather in preparing the wife and all that.
Madam,
he still had problems.
The problem is that you
that is on the outside, on the outside, you may not know it.
Madam, you women should stop being emotional. Embrace polygamy. It has come to stay.
Can you embrace your wife cheating on you? Because now you're talking about things evolving. Can you embrace it?
Madam, I can embrace my wife cheating on me because once I find out, she leaves my house immediately and marry another wife. Simple.
Oh, why? Why would she leave?
Because she is not allowed by law, tradition to have another husband.
Are you allowed by law to marry a second wife? Now that you're in Nigeria, are you allowed to marry a second wife?
Yes,
and even by tradition, there is a way. That's what I'm saying.
Madam, I am allowed by law to have a second wife.
In which country?
Nigeria.
And there is a way to go about it, right?
There's no way to go about it.
Daddy Freeze, please, can you throw more light on this? In Nigeria, can you just go and marry a second wife like you and Edochie now? Are you saying
illegal.
That the wife cannot
Hold on.
Court?
According to tradition, according to the legal system, it is not only illegal, it is a crime that carries an 8-year jail sentence. It's called bigamy. Legally, it is called bigamy, and May can actually sue you for bigamy.
Let me correct that.
It's called bigamy.
Let me correct. Madam, calm down. Don't act out of emotions. Let me correct that. Daddy Freeze, how many legal law systems do we have in Nigeria?
We have the Sharia law, we have the customary law, and we have the British court system.
Now, does the customary law permit a man to marry more than one wife? True or
yes.
So the customary law is the law.
The court supersedes the customary law. The court supersedes the customary. Hold on, let me explain this to you.
Listen, John. The
court
customary law is the lower court.
No, it's not the lower court.
The court.
There is no.
The court system supersedes.
No. Please, Daddy Freeze. Let me tell you how it works. If you are married under the act, that means you choose the act you want to be married under.
Yes. But May was married according to.
Thank you. So if I want to be a polygamist in Nigeria, I will marry under the customary laws.
Is that not what I'm saying? Daddy Freeze, let me land. I said there is a process. There is a process that you can.
You are right.
Wait.
Lady Nantomatu is right. You guys are saying the same thing, but you are just not agreeing 100%.
Because if you don't do it in the right way, you will get sued.
Madam, the English law is a contract. So I cannot go into a contract with someone and come out and say, no, I don't want that contract anymore. I will go into that. If I go into that contract in the English law, that means I am saying I am agreeing that I will marry only you. But you cannot. But in the UK and US, whether you want bring customary court or no customary court, even if you do only traditional marriage in Nigeria and come to the US, you are mandated to have only one wife.
Yes, we are talking about Nigeria. We are talking about Yield. Yield is married according to Nigerian court, not according to the customary. So he has defaulted.
Have you seen his marriage certificate before?
He has defaulted. The wife said it. If the wife said it. The wife said it. She posted it on her page. And
That they were married
She
in court.
has the right to sue the man, but she just doesn't want to.
Madam, did you see any marriage certificate saying that they were married in court?
I didn't see any married, but church, if you're married in church, like I got married in church, and my certificate is from the court.
Madam, you don't understand what I'm saying. Did you see any marriage certificate saying that him and the new person were married in court?
No,
If you guys are watching on TikTok, please send me money guns. If you're watching on TikTok, please send me money guns. If you're watching on TikTok, send me money guns.
I'm married her.
No, but the first wife, John, you are contradicting this whole thing. The first wife wasn't married that way. Because you have to consider the first one before bringing in the second one and go through the right process.
Madam. The court will only indict you if he goes and marries another woman according to the act. If he goes and marries another woman according to the act, what I mean,
is that correct? That the phrase, or they have to act on the act of the way you marry the first wife?
No.
Yes. If you marry the first wife customarily, the customary court now takes the decision.
Exactly.
But if you marry the first one according to the English law, then you cannot marry another, because if you do, that's now bigamy or bigamy.
You cannot marry another according to the English court.
Yes.
If you go and marry another according to traditional marriage, well, the only thing the court will do is they will not, in the eyes of the court, you're not married. They won't indict you.
I'm not sure on this.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, and I don't think that's right.
Ask a lawyer. The only thing is that in the eyes of the court, you're not married, but traditionally you are married.
Well, I'm going to find out about that.
Go and marry another person under the act.
I'll find out about that. That's a new one. You just but what we're saying concerning this whole thing, I feel for the guy, because right now he's enjoying it. I know people are leaving, they forget about old age. I want to give a story about somebody, there's a man while we're growing up, from where I grew up, because that town is a town of polygamy. And this man, I know most of these people, they start taking second wives when they start having monies. It's not like they planned it from the beginning. They told their wives that they're going to have second wife. And this very particular man is a very wealthy man in that town. I was a child when he was, married. Would look at them like these people are really high profile people. So while old age definitely came, and it came with sickness. So who is now taking care of this man? The first wife. Because these second wives, let me tell you, they are obiageli. They cannot stand stress. They only came to eat. If you don't know this, no. They only came to eat, because the thing that attracted them to you is your money, your fugu. And they will not be there when you are going through health issues, financial issues, any stress at all. They will quit and look for the next man. Let me give you the story. Let me just finish the story. So this very lady, she's the woman, my child woman. She was with her friends, and I was at my friend's shop. They sell drinks and all that. And her friend was asking about the man, just encouraging her and telling her that she really tried, because she went through hell. The man had like 2 other wives after her, so 3 wives in total. But she now ends up being the one taking care of the man. And somebody asked her, how is the man now? How come you are doing all this? Because the man was bedridden. It was bad. You know what she said? She said first wives actually married their husband out of love, not out of wealth or anything.
Madam is a lie.
Not for that.
Man out of love.
No what?
No woman on earth marries a man out of love.
John, I pray you find love. The way you are talking,
Madam, no woman on earth. Madam,
are you saying you married a man who had nothing? So why did you marry the man?
Madam, women always marry because they they want to get married, and that man is the only available man willing to get married at that point.
And I tell you, I put it to you that you are 100% wrong. You're not a woman, you're a man. You cannot speak for women. You are 100% wrong, John.
Women
100% wrong.
Women,
I'm telling you. That is just what you think, but that is the wrong thoughts. It's not real.
But that boy is the truth.
It's not the truth.
Women marry
a man. Okay, let me give you
potentials. Women marry potentials. Either the man is providing some kind of lifestyle they can't afford, or some kind of comfort they can't afford, or it is women.
And that is not true. That is not true. That if you remember on this your life, I spoke about my aunt who is late and her husband. The man had nothing. My aunt from my village, my aunt, the mom. The mom had a big farm. You know, in those days, they call you wealthy by the amount of farm you have. So when my aunt married her husband, the man had nothing. But he was living in Lagos, doing nothing. So my grand aunt had to sell some of her farmland to help this man. In Lagos there, they started making soda. I don't know if people know soda. You know soda, right? That
they used to wash.
Yes. Because I'm telling you, at the end of the day, John, tell me if my aunt married this man, if it was out of love or not, or he just went there because the man had money.
Maybe that the man they give her ingredients which they just make the soup.
You're not following up in the story. You're not listening. I said my grand aunt had to sell farmland.
Make the soup.
Had to sell farmland to give them this money to start making soda. I'm not saying so they got their money from my grand aunt. And they started selling soda in Lagos. You see all those kids are on that bridge. My aunt will put soda on her head and sell them. That's why you see I don't write people off when I see them in Lagos selling things, you understand? So at the end of the day, this man became so wealthy. He has companies right now in Lagos that are still functioning, even though they are late. But at the end of the day, when he now became wealthy, he went for second wife. He now wanted to go for the third wife. The second wife would say no, just like that lady was saying. She was very right. The second wife would not want a third wife. My auntie said the third wife has to come in. Just like you came in, that third wife has to come. So it became a very big problem. I'm not asking you now. Are you saying my aunt married that man because the man is wealthy or she doesn't love the man? You don't say that. We are women. A lot of women marry men out of love. I know some just go for their monies or go for something, but you cannot say no woman marries out of love. That is wrong.
Madam, let's look at it from this perspective. Let's look at it from this perspective. Why is it that most women don't marry their NYC boyfriends or their university boyfriends? They end up dumping them to marry the person who is available to be married at that point in time.
Why is it that they don't marry their NYC boyfriend? Why NYC boyfriend? Why is it that they don't marry their first love?
It's not ready at the point when they are ready to get married. So it's a thing of opportunity. Who is available there?
No,
men are the only ones. Men are the only ones.
No, that's wrong. Because for me, before I married my husband, I had my husband was not the only person that was available.
Madam Biko, let me just.
Biko.
Only time you see a male who is a billionaire go and pick one girl that is doing pharmacy in University of Nigeria, Nsukka, who does not even have money to buy Victoria's Secret on this, and marry her because he loves her. He brings her into the comfort of his empire and let her be part of that empire. If you're saying that women marry for love, why is it that 90% of the women who get married don't marry downwards? They only marry upwards.
90% of the women marry upwards.
90% of women who get married never marry downwards. When I mean marry downwards, I mean marry below their social class. They only marry below their social class.
Anyway,
I don't think that percentage is right. That's the wrong percentage. 90% is not correct.
Okay.
90% is not correct. I would say 40% marry upward. I'm telling you. Yes, John. Yes, John. Listen, you only know your locality. You only know the people in your vicinity. You don't know everybody.
Okay, let's do a survey. Let's do a survey. Call 10 women in this world that you know that are married downwards. 10.
I will start from my family. You want to start from my family?
and I will give you more than 10.
Adam, you can't. When we're having a conversation, you have to start with people that me and you know.
I don't know a lot of people.
I can call 100 that married downwards. I can call 100 that me and you know that married downwards.
What makes you think I know 100 people that you know?
No, madam, 100 celebrities in Nigeria they pass 100 now.
You're talking about celebrities. That's the thing, John. You're now bringing this marriage issue to a certain kind of people.
Oh, is this what I said that my work is done?
You understand?
Anyway, guys,
to a certain kind of people. You're supposed to generalize it. In general, do women marry upwards or they marry downwards?
Anyway,
or they marry
guys,
in between?
I really enjoyed this, but we have another topic that we have to deal with. Thank you so much, Lady Nantoma, and thank you so much, John.
John, you're already there. I will be there. In fact, you will see.
In this particular topic,
and get married. I'm coming for you.
In this particular topic, there are no winners and no losers. It's just perspectives and opinions, and everybody, as long as they're able to back up their points, either with the law or with scripture or with tradition or whatever it is, their points are relevant. So John's points are relevant. Lady Nantoma's points are relevant. It's just for us to learn. I'm sure if you've been watching this for the last 1 hour, 30 minutes, that this session has been on, you definitely learned something. It is impossible for you to be here and say you didn't learn anything. So I'm going to close this live and come right back. We have a political
John the
topic.
Upright.
We have a
John,
political
topic. Your name,
topic.
sorry. They say you are John the Upright.
John the Upright Man. Yes, that's his name. We're going to be talking about politics for just another 20 or 30 minutes max when we come back, and I'll be sharing my views about Ekweremadu still earning a salary. And you guys are also invited to come and talk about that. A man who is in prison but still earning a salary. Let's talk about that when we come back. Yes?
I think it's not only Ekweremadu, even Joshua Daraye.
Oh, wow. We'll talk about that when we come back. Thank you, Lady Nantoma. Thank you, John.
Thank you so much. Thank you, John.
God bless you guys.
Bye.
Bye.